If I'm not working, I'm definitely thinking about working all the time. Any editor I freelance for would disagree with that, but I love what I do. The best job I could have in my life. So fascinating. So people say to me, how can I not be bored of fashion shows? But I'm not, because every time you go, there's something new. Fabio, I don't know where he is. He's always about 2 feet away from me. I wouldn't have a clue how he does that.
I always know where Tim is.
Well, there's some visual things, never the same.
Look at that parkour.
So I'm always learning.
Do you know this? Do you know this parkour stuff?
When people talk about being bored, it's like when people
watch it.
make everything into some kind of exercise and irony. I think if you're bored, you're boring. I try very, very hard to be engaged by absolutely everything I do, because I really do. I also do think time is so precious. I would like to communicate enthusiasm more than anything. The way everything is presented to the world has brought things together. You know, it's not just an aesthetic medium; it's a sort of social medium.
What do I look like when I walk through it?
You look
like that?
A martyr.
Oh.
An electrocuted martyr.
An electrocuted martyr. Martyr to what cause? Do I look like I'm being electrocuted when I walk through it? Like a bug zapper.
If you think about when I first started going to fashion shows, any coverage, you had to wait a good 6 months before you saw anything. It's just really funny to think how unimmediate it was. You know, and now it literally is within an hour. But then it was months. I try to remember what those days were like, even ready to wear.
Do you two know each other?
Hi, Nicole.
Nicole Phelps, Patty Wilson.
How are you?
I think the way people perceived fashion obviously was totally different. It was totally kind of constrained by things like, well, access. I never had anything other than a standing ticket for anything. If I got anything at all, it was a standing ticket. There's always a way to get in. I think Style.com has had a huge impact. This is Tommy. This is Frank. So the Millimeters did the story was really good.
Get on this side. I'm getting on this side.
She was inspired by an intriguing woman, a Swiss writer called Isabel Eberhardt, who traveled through North Africa in the late 19th century dressed as a man. The Charles James one.
Yeah.
When I went back to the hotel, I looked this woman up on the internet.
The jackets with the...
I just love learning stuff and finding out new things, and the world has become a lot more enthralling because you have access to so much more of it. What do you call them? They're not infanta sleeves, are they?
No.
I mean, there's a name for them.
Yeah.
Nina Ricci's show was delayed about an hour.
I don't, believe that just because you see so much more of everything all the time, that you don't respond to it.
Wake up to a brand new day.
I suppose the next step is you have lots of streaming video all the time.
Have you heard Professor Green? Professor Green from England, the hip-hop guy who did this song based on Need You Tonight by NXS.